Hey guys, it's Carl Kappas, the realtor guy with the bow tie. Hey, today I want to come to you because I know that this market is absolutely crazy, and one of the things that is lingering in a lot of people's minds when they first start talking about wanting to sell is, where the hell am I going to go? Well, today we're going to talk about that. So let me give you guys a little bit of a background. So in 2021, I got the wild hair that I was gonna move. Yeah, believe it or not, realtors move as well. I'm probably one of the worst. I think I've lived in like 6 houses in the last 10 years. My wife wants to kill me every time I talk about it. And as of last year, we finally have gotten to our dream home. But we were faced with the problem that a lot of people had was, where are we gonna go? We know the market is amazing. We know that our house is gonna sell, but do we want to face ourselves with what is on the market right this second? And that was troubling for me even as an agent, because we have channels that I give to all my clients where something may be coming on the market in 2 weeks or something may be on the market next month, and that's great, but the moment you put a sign in your yard, you kind of have to have an idea of, where do I go after this? So to help take a little bit of the burden off your shoulders, I'm delivering you options today. Things that you can do that will allow you to find the home you want without possibly having to move tomorrow, okay? So the first thing is, well, what we did for ourselves was, I looked at what the market being what it was. We've been in our home for about 5-6 years, and I believed we had great equity. So I partnered with a great lender and said, hey, is there a way that I can use the equity in my house as a down payment on my new one without having to sell? Of course, he said, well, let me look at the options. Didn't make any guarantees. We talked about the numbers of what we thought it would be, and sure enough, we had the potential to pull some, not all of that equity, out of our current home, and then use that as a down payment on our new house so that once it was closed, we could sell our old one. This did a lot of things for us. Took the anxiety off the table. We didn't have to worry about a frantic move from one property to the next. Number 2, we knew that the money was going to be there, and we had a little bit of a cushion so that if the value didn't come in where we wanted once we sold, we weren't going to be stuck bringing money to the table for the closing on our old house. And lastly, it gave us the freedom of time. Time is so critical. Being able to go, okay, I want to close on this day, have this done in the new house, and then be able to move after that was pivotal in making this easy on my family with 2 small children under the age of 2 at the time. It was not going to be something that was very easy, and I had to take that stress into account. So that's one way that we were able to make things work. Now, is that the only way? Not necessarily, because not everyone has that potential. The equity may not be there. They didn't pay off as much in the time frame that they could have, or the loan, the way that it's structured, doesn't allow them to pay down as much principal over a short amount of time. So another option that we and a lot of families didn't think about was, go to a family member and see if they will gift you the funds that you need to make that down payment. I know that there's a lot of families out there that have parents or grandparents that may be sitting on investment money that they aren't currently using to its full potential, and they want to help their family out. And if your lender said, hey, look, if you can bring 20 grand to the table, you can go ahead and buy something right now and then sell your house. Well, hold on a second, that's a game changer. I'm not saying that everyone's in that position, of course, but it's an option that you may not have known that you had had. All that we have to do is make sure that the gift money is documented, it's seasoned, we know where it came from, and make sure that grandma and grandpa didn't just pull out 2 briefcases full of cash out from underneath their mattress and then threw it in the bank account tomorrow for you, okay? Real easy, we just gotta document everything. Next, we could take and just go ahead and let's just put your home on the market. I know, scary, right? But here's the thing, I've done this before, where we will take a person's house, we'll put it on the market, but we'll tell the buyers up front, hey, look, we're trying to find a home. Once we go under contract, we either have 2 weeks to find something to close in the same time frame, or we're going to tell the buyer up front, hey, we're not going to be out of the house until the end of March or the end of May or whatever it may be, so that way there's no unrealistic expectation. The buyer knows what they're getting into, and there are buyers out there who are trapped in leases, who are not on a month-to-month, who may need that same amount of time before they can move in anyways. So now you can take and get your home under contract and have that extended period of time to find what you want. Lastly, this is kind of a more difficult option, and it sometimes doesn't always work, but once again, I'm here to deliver options to you, is I've had times where we have sold a seller's house and we've closed, they've got their down payment money, and they've worked it out with the new buyer to rent the home back. Yeah, they got to stay in their own home, basically pay the mortgage for the new buyer for 1 or 2 or 3 months while they tried to find their new home. Now, that's something that does leave a few things on the table, creates, insurance concerns and whatnot, but it's all workable. These are all things that with the right people in place and the right things in writing, everyone's under the same impression, everyone knows what's being delivered, and it's all simple-ish, I should say, at the end of the day. Lastly, push come to shove, I know I've done this in the past, and it wasn't the easiest, and my parents will probably say the same thing, is at one time I took and sold a house and I didn't know where I was gonna go, and then I found something, but I wasn't gonna be able to get into it for 6 months. We were gonna buy a short sale, and if you've ever bought a short sale or dealt with it, you know that thing ain't done yesterday. That thing is gonna take anywhere from 2 to 4 to 6 to 8 months. I've seen ones go for 1.5 years, God help it, but it happens. So what did we do? Sold the house and turned around and moved in with mom and dad. Here we are. We're not back in college anymore. You don't have the same hours, and now you're sharing the house with your parents, and you're like, God, I can't get out of here fast enough. But it allowed me the opportunity to get the home I wanted in the time frame that I knew I was going to have to, without a major hindrance of putting out a bunch of money, signing a short-term lease, moving 2 or 3 times with apartments and whatnot, Airbnbs, God help you, there's lots of things. So at the end of the day, there are options available to you. If you are concerned with having to settle for what is on the market right this second, I want you to know that that may not be the reality for you. You may be in a position and able to use any of these options that I've put forward in front of you. If you're thinking about making a move this year, this is the time that we need to talk about it, because if one of these options is available, it may take a month, it may take 3 months to go from beginning to end, but if you know what those time frames are, you can plan accordingly. I'm the Realtor Guy with the Bow Tie, and I'll see you next time. Hey guys, I'm Carl Kappas. I'm the Realtor Guy with the Bow Tie. I've dedicated my entire career to giving people great service and also at the same time making sure they're learning about what they're doing, not that they just woke up one day and decided to sell their house or buy a new home. So if you've enjoyed this material, hopefully you'll take and you'll click the subscribe button. And if you know somebody who's thinking about buying or selling who may find this information useful, please feel free to forward the link over to them or have them reach out to me directly. I'm available via text, email, DM, anytime, any day, and make sure you follow us on our social media at Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and here on YouTube. I hope everyone has a great day and tune in next week.